The fees banks charge merchants every time you use your debit card are on the way down. A move to block a new cap on debit card swipe fees has failed in the Senate. WLKY's Sally Kidd is live in Washington to explain what all of this means. It sounds like good news for us, Sally.
Well, that's right. It could be, Vicki. Consumer advocates say this could mean that we'll pay lower prices at the store. On the other hand, it could mean higher fees at the bank.
We've been in business since 1975.
Used to be customers at the Heidelberg pastry shop paid by cash or check. Nowadays, most pay with their debit cards.
It's kind of a little secret drain on the business.
Every swipe of a debit card costs the bakery 67 cents. It adds up to thousands of dollars in bank fees every month.
Eventually, you do have to pass it on.
Beginning in July, debit swipe fees will be capped at 12 cents a transaction. That's down from an average of 44 cents nationwide.
The way we're looking at regulating the debit card industry is flawed.
A bipartisan group of senators tried to prevent the Federal Reserve from lowering the fee. Among the objections, that the cap on fees will hurt smaller banks.
If we lose the banks in our small towns in Montana or Wyoming or Tennessee, and you can put another nail in the coffin of rural America.
The lower swipe fees are part of a financial reform overhaul Congress passed last year.
This is an historic moment in the Senate. It's a moment where we will decide whether or not, for once, the big banks are going to lose and the consumers are going to win.
Supporters of the cap prevailed in Wednesday's Senate vote. The retail industry says it's a win for consumers. The financial industry says it means higher fees at the bank. And the American Banking Association says those fees are for basic banking services like the amount you'll pay for a checking account. Live in Washington, Sally Kidd, WLKY News. Vicki.
Thanks, Sally. This issue has pitted two big industries against one another. How big was the lobbying effort on this?
Oh, it was huge, Vicki. The Sunlight Foundation here in Washington looked into that and said more than 24 lobbying firms were hired by these two industries last year to try to influence debit card legislation, and that lobbying has continued right up until today's vote.
All right, Sally Kidd, live in Washington. Thanks.